Mm-hmm. Yes. I know some of these words. Guess I gotta teach the first WOD of the day.
What's the WOD?
Alright, you're gonna do 3 rounds max with FS in 20 seconds, 65% of 3 RM. 3 rounds of max S2OH in 20 seconds, 65% of 1 RM with jerk. 3 rounds max DU in 20 seconds rest. Got it? Good.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but it says it on the board. Did you have your WOD juice?
No.
What are you doing? Do you have your straps?
No.
What about your knee braces?
No.
Do you have cool ass socks?
I thought they were cool.
Go back, get out of my box, and come back when you have some cool gear.
Alright. I'm back.
Are you ready this time?
I'm freaking ready!
WOD juice. Nice.
Got it.
Alright, WOD number 2. Called Angie.
Let's do it.
You have a bad ex-girlfriend named Angie?
No.
Alright, well you're gonna have one today.
Love it.
Alright, 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats. Then you're gonna scale the reps half and a quarter Angie, depending on your movement quality.
The hell does that mean?
What?
What is that supposed to mean?
Did you take your CF1 certification last night?
No.
But I did, so I know exactly what it means. So just do what it says on the board. Ready?
Let's do it.
Alright, let's go. Keep it moving.
I can't.
You're only at 2 miles.
Can't feel my body.
Keep going. You act like you're tired. What are you doing?
I can't feel my legs.
Get up.
I can't.
You only did deadlift snatches and overhead squats.
I'm done.
Let's go. Get your ass up there. Keep going.
Okay.
I'll be waiting when you get back.
I hate this.
Yeah, I know you do. You love it. Keep going. All right, 16 minutes. 12, 13, 14, 15.
Done.
All right. You good?
Yeah.
You survived Angie.
Yeah.
All right, now take a picture of the WOD
Alright.
and post it to every social media network possible so everybody knows you're a CrossFitter, because it doesn't exist if you don't post it.
Alright, where's my phone?
You don't have a phone?
I didn't bring it. I thought I was working out.
Do you have your post-workout beer?
No.
Have I taught you anything?
No.
Oh my God. Get out. This is your second strike. All right, did you take a picture yet?
Yeah, I posted it.
Did you?
Yeah, I promise. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook so my mom can see it, MySpace. I hit all the sites.
Nice. You're officially a CrossFitter.
I'm in.
Yeah. Dude, what's up, bro? I just saw you
What's up, man?
yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
What happened?
I tried to join a CrossFit gym.
I was thinking about doing that, but I think it's just some stupid fad that everyone's doing.
Yeah, they made me do 130 snatches, 2.5 times my body weight.
That
I'm
doesn't sound
paralyzed.
incorrect at all.
I'm paralyzed from the waist down.
Awesome.
There's the guy that leads it right now.
There he is. Hey, mister, can I get your number? I was thinking about joining the gym. Ah, guess they don't want new members.
Yeah, he doesn't like me very much.
Alright, see you later, mister. Have a good day.
These are CrossFit kettlebell swings. Just swing like crazy.
One-handed.
How to do a pull-up. Step 1, apply chalk. Step 2, hop up on the bar. 3, pull up. 4, slowly go down. 5, return back up. And back down. And now you've done a pull-up. How to do a pull-up. Step 1, apply chalk. Step 2, get up on the bar. Once on the bar, swing like crazy. And you finished your pull-up. The wall ball. Step 1, grab med ball. Step 2, chuck ball against wall. That's the wall ball. How to finish the WOD. 50 burpees.
9. 50.
And then a 3,000 meter row. Almost there. Let's go.
I did it.
Complete.
Okay, what are my views on CrossFit? My views on CrossFit are this. Let's talk about the good part of CrossFit. One, I think it forces people, or at least teaches people, the value of doing very, very hard exercise. I think most people don't have an idea. They don't have the idea that in order to get better, you actually got to work out hard. So I think CrossFit is good with that. CrossFit is good with forming sort of this community bond of people wanting to work out together. And that's good. Anyone who works out, hey, if they're doing CrossFit, hey, that's fine, because doing some exercises is better than doing nothing. Now on the con side, I think the problem with CrossFit is there's no systematic programming at all with their training. CrossFit doesn't train you for anything other than doing CrossFit, because when you're doing random exercises, it has absolutely no effect when you're training for a specific sport. For people who aren't training for a specific sport, it's fine, because let's face it, if you're doing random exercises, then doing some exercise is better than nothing. But I think the worst part of CrossFit is it's convinced people that it's the end-all and be-all to exercise training. And it just isn't, because, let's face it, exercise, the programming for CrossFit makes absolutely no sense. And that's my 2 cents.
Do you think it would be better if they had some sort of periodization?
If CrossFit had periodization, the answer to that would be yes, it would be better, but then it wouldn't be CrossFit. It'd be periodization. Because if you read the website, Greg Glassman, the founder of CrossFit, what he describes is basically doing random exercises to get you ready for everything. So if you introduce periodization, you're no longer doing CrossFit, you're doing something else. What we call normal training. Normal good training.
Okay, so Dr. Sprague, what are your pros to CrossFit?
What do I think? Well, I think CrossFit's, first of all, good. I like CrossFit, I like the idea of CrossFit. Reason why I like the idea of CrossFit is that it gets someone that may not be motivated to do exercise into an environment that will help motivate them. It's a team-based environment. I think there's a lot of support, a lot of camaraderie within CrossFit groups, which is why I think it's been taking off so well. It's a guided workout program, and they feel like I think the participants feel like they're part of a community, which is a pretty cool thing.
I agree. What about, do you see any cons with CrossFit?
Yeah, I see a lot of cons with CrossFit, and probably the biggest thing is we see unathletic people doing athletic type endeavors and athletic type movements, which isn't a problem, provided that they're given the proper instruction to do those movements in a manner that's going to reduce injury risk.
Okay.
Going off that, do you see a lot of injuries from CrossFit?
I believe there's one study out there that reported injury rates in CrossFit populations, and they were on par with injury rates that you see in NCAA athletics. So with that in mind, you need to think of CrossFit being not just a workout, but more of a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think that's one of the problems with CrossFit is people don't approach it that way. They go into the workout of the day, they do their workout, they push through. It's a competitive, by nature, the workouts of the day are rather competitive, which means you're going against some type of time goal, they're competing against themselves. There's a lot of, again, support, so people are pushing themselves probably a little more than they would if they were on their own in the gym, which is probably why the injury rates may be a little higher in that sport, which is fine, but you need to have an approach to CrossFit that this is a sport. So there's got to be some type of, in my mind, skill acquisition that's done to go ahead and help you get through your workouts of the day, so that it doesn't end at the workout of the day. You know, that's your participation piece. What you need to do is practice it. For baseball, you guys don't go out and practice, you don't play 9 innings of baseball every day. There's skill acquisition to that sport. You learn how to hit, how to field, pitching, there's conditioning that goes into it. Same thing with Olympic lifting. You don't just go out and lift. There's a lot of work on joint mobility, on lifting properly, and understanding how to stabilize your lumbar spine as you go through those lifts. If you're going to push yourself with Olympic style lifting into fatigue conditions or under fatigue conditions, that you need to have good form. And that's going to help you, number one, with efficiencies. You're going to be better at CrossFit, a better CrossFitter, but it's also going to probably reduce your injury rates. We know that one of the biggest things in regard to injury with Olympic type lifts or squats or cleans is losing that curve in your lumbar spine. And it takes a lot of training to be able to maintain that curve in your lumbar spine against loaded conditions, especially if you're fatigued.
Absolutely. Do you think that amateur CrossFitters are more prone to injury due to them facing the time period and trying to lift the most weight as possible?
I think amateur CrossFitters or experienced CrossFitters are opening themselves up to injury if they're not moving well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think amateur versus, someone who's an amateur versus someone who's been in the sport for a while, I want to look at them as, I don't know if there's an increased risk with folks just getting in. They may have some experience in Olympic lifting, they may have experience in college athletics that allowed them to understand proper lifting. If they're just getting to that sport, they may be better off than someone who's been doing it for a while and not doing as well in regard to their form. So I think it goes back to, are they moving well to begin with? Can they move their body through space without loaded conditions? And you should be able to do that. If you can't squat with a good squat pattern without a load on your back, you have no business loading it. And
Right.
So you got to start there. So my answer to that question is, the folks that move well are probably good candidates for this activity.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's beneficial to include like CrossFit type workouts, I guess like in a college athletics, like strength and conditioning program?
As a variety, maybe, but the problem with that, with the workouts of the day, and again, this is why I think it's more of a sport, is that they're probably not hitting exact training zones. They're probably not hitting strength or power, or maybe a little bit more into muscular endurance. But if you're looking at a strength and conditioning schedule, especially for collegiate athletics, there's a periodization schedule. So each different part of the year, you're going to be working on different types of components to your fitness, and that's sport dependent as well. I don't think the CrossFit workouts of the day will hit that. Maybe in a swimming population, you get a kind of a cross-training effect.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it would be not a bad idea. But I don't see it as being beneficial, being a cornerstone of a strength and conditioning piece. Again, because you're not hitting anything that's going to improve performance.
Anything else?
That's pretty good.
Again, I think CrossFit is good. I'm a big proponent of it, but before you do it, you better move well.
Right.
So what would be a solution to helping CrossFitters move better?
Get that person in the CrossFit box that understands Olympic lifting. Probably should be working with them. The CrossFitter themselves needs to understand that I'm going in for these workouts, if I want to reduce my injury risk and maintain myself as a healthy CrossFitting athlete, they have to think of themselves as an athlete, they need to attend to other pieces of conditioning, which whether it be form, skill acquisition, like I thought, like sport specificity stuff. They need to probably do some work on aerobic and anaerobic mechanisms for training to help them. If they do that, they're going to perform better during their workouts of the day. And they're going to treat it as a true sport, which I think that's where the mindset should be with this. It is a sport. And think of it, the other piece to think of is the recovery piece. You don't want to be out there hammering 5-6 days a week, not paying attention to recovery. Eventually that'll catch up with you too. You see it in accumulation of fatigue. We see it in our athletes at the university here, going through a season, they're going to get a little fatigued. You know, there's more soccer players at the end of the season in the training room, rolling out, hamstrings and whatnot. You just get an accumulation of fatigue, and it's got to be attended to as well. So some recovery workouts would be a good idea. Again, treating it like a sport. The other population you have to think about is the folks that are perhaps my age, middle age, that haven't done much athletically for a while. They may have been a former athlete, and they equate that high level or the best fitness level in their life with hardcore athletics, hammering pretty hard in the gym or whatever sport they were participating in when they were younger. See that guy gets a scare from his doctor, he's hypertensive, hyperlipidemia, got a couple kids, he's thinking, geez, I gotta turn my lifestyle around here. His buddy does CrossFit, he goes into the boxing, he likes that competitive environment, he likes that, that team-based approach, and starts going hard at it. The problem is he's probably been sitting for 20 years, 6 or 7 hours a day, and you're gonna lose a lot of your movement processes that help your body move efficiently. And you're probably gonna be loading yourself under compensated conditions. So someone that has an understanding of movement, body movement, should be looking at that guy and seeing, are there risk factors involved? Is there right to left asymmetries? You know, asymmetry and movement is going to go ahead and increase your risk for athletic injury. You know, are they overweight? Are there combinations of risk factors that we know that are out there in the literature that may predispose this person to injury? And then work on those components to try to reduce whatever components will increase their injury risk. And get them to be a healthier person going into that exercise routine. There may need to be, for some of those individuals, there may need to be a month of corrective work, so to speak, either on movement patterns or overall conditioning before they start to do the higher level workouts of the day.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense.
Do you think that, I guess, like CrossFit instructors should have more certification than what
well,
they?
The certification seems to be fine for delivering the workouts of the day. It'd be interesting to see if someone with a higher level of training, whatever that may be, and you have to define what that means, would reduce injury rates coming out of their CrossFit boxes. I don't know. My thought is if you're going to having someone to do an Olympic lifting, they need to be taught how to do that properly. And that goes back on the consumer as much as the coach. The person going into that type of exercise should have an understanding of what it entails and what the risks are behind it. You know, and anything has a risk. Running has a risk. In fact, you see more running injuries than you do CrossFit by far. And there's a lot of runners, probably about 10 million of them in the U.S. that run consistently at least 3 days a week right now. And half of them will be injured this year.
Jeez.
So, right, it's any sport or athletic type endeavor can open you up for musculoskeletal injury risk. So, and with running, you know, training load's important, and not so much, I guess, form can be important. Increased step rate that increases ground reaction forces and loading at the knee, but it's, again, you have to have an understanding of what that sport entails. If you do the runners we see quite a few of them in the clinic from the community, and the runners that we see that have injury problems are the folks that are doing too much load too soon. Either increase the volume too quickly, or they increase volume and intensity too quickly. And they end up breaking down a little bit. So again, it's an attention to recovery, similar to what we mentioned about the CrossFit pops.
Do you think there should be like more periodization within CrossFit, I guess, to help benefit the consumer?
I'd be willing to bet, and I don't know the training schedules of the professionals, but I'd be willing to bet that they periodize. There's an off season, there's a pre-season, there's skill acquisition that occurs during certain parts of the year. They may be doing more volume, focusing on more sport-specific stuff, and probably getting toward peak athletic performance at the time the CrossFit Games comes around. As far as the general person that's going through with a calorie burn, I don't necessarily think you need to have a periodization schedule built in through the year, but there's got to be a periodization schedule or some attention to recovery during the week if you don't do that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one of like the common misconceptions, that people just think that CrossFit, you just go in and just go, crazy for however long the workout is every single time. But
Right.
I guess they're a little naive to what they actually do.
Some folks can handle it, but it's probably the vast minority. You're going to see differences in tolerance in any sport, in any gym. Some of our swimmers can swim forever, and some of our cross-country runners can run farther and faster than others. But I think for the majority of the folks, there's got to be some thought toward recovery.
They hand them immediately like an FMS,
Mm-hmm.
and then for a month they just do corrective exercises. It would be really interesting to see the rate of injury compared to
For folks that didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. I have one of our students, PT students, who graduated 2 years ago. She's a professional CrossFitter.
Mm-hmm.
She's been to the CrossFit Games twice. So I'm trying to hook up with her because she has the inside track with the folks that run the CrossFit Games, the folks high up in Reebok, and she knows all the professional CrossFitters. Just to look at FMS scores and the highest level folks, the 60 that actually make the games,
Mhm.
versus the folks that make the regionals versus the folks that don't make the regionals, and sees your difference in movement.
Yeah.
Because what you're finding, I think, with the higher level CrossFitters also is that there's a decrease in the amount of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right. I think if you had someone that comes in and they go through a month or even a couple weeks of correctives,
Yeah.
like a preseason type approach, then they're probably going to be better off in
Absolutely.
regard to injury. There's
Yeah.
other factors, but if you can't move your body well in space, you're not going to be able
Yeah.
to move it under loaded conditions.
Right.
Right. With the limitation of the FMS is that it doesn't show you the higher level movement like running and cutting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move your body well through space, but that doesn't mean you're out of the woods for injury risk.
Right.
But if you can't squat just with your feet on the ground and no load,
You're
don't
gonna
load
load
it
it
up.
up.
Right.
Don't
Right.
load it up.
Don't load it up. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably gonna.
The problem with that though, I don't see people wanting to.
That's what I'm
pay-
saying.
pay
They want to
for
go in and work out,
Mhm.
not go in
Nothing,
and
you
do
know.
those
Well,
simple
maybe there
corrective
could be,
exercises.
right, maybe there could be a happy medium where you do some corrective, maybe you still go through the workouts, but you do some corrective work as a prelude during part of the warm-up.
Yeah.
You can change movement patterns pretty quickly.
Right.
Within one session,
Yeah.
with our, especially athletic populations that we work with, we can change their FMS screens probably within 30 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the person, some change quicker than others, but you can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Give them a handful of warm-up exercises to do that would go a long ways in regard to, combined with an attention to their skill acquisition, their sport-specific skill of lifting, and, would go a long way in helping them.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I gotta stay till I die. I gotta stay till I die. I gotta stay till I die.
What are you doing? No curls in the box. There we go.